This is the four-man rush.
Good evening.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, that's Miss Taylor. That's the young lady I was telling you about down in Birmingham, Alabama.
All right.
That's putting us on with the Manscaped down there.
Good.
Okay.
Y'all got a link that I can get out to people so they can tune in?
What's up, Rich?
It's on the Twitter, right? We can go live on Twitter?
Yeah, we live on Twitter and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
On Facebook,
Yeah, Miss Vashti hit me up, say she running late on a meeting. She'll be coming in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Okay.
What's up, man?
What up, Elvin? What's good? What's up,
We
Panther
got our
Nation?
regulars checking in.
Welcome to the
Appreciate y'all.
Four-Man Rush podcast. We're going to start recording live here and with everybody on board, and of course with you guys interacting. It's a whole different experience than most podcasts.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Right now, this is just pre-game stretching and warming up we're doing right now.
Yeah. Jazzercise.
He said
98, 99, 100.
Yo, yeah. What's good? What's up, y'all?
Jay
Jay,
Pray.
what's good? Yeah, man. So if you guys didn't know, we're going to be talking about the draft, obviously. We'll be talking about picks from rounds 1 through 3. Why we passed up on Justin Fields. Will that bite us in the ass later on? We don't know. No. We'll talk about that. What else we talking about, fellas? Let's see.
It's all draft, man.
Yeah, it's just all draft stuff, y'all. We're going to focus on Horn, of course. Man. Whew. Bruh. That dude's strong, too, cuz.
Yeah, he a dog. I was like...
Strong hands, strong jams.
Yeah, like Patrick Surtain, he more silky smooth, loose hips, the smooth type guy. Horn, he just straight up dog, challenge you with the line, be physical, great man, press corner. Just think that's the type of guy they were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Why they took Horn over Surtain.
Nope. Right up. So, yeah. So, Rich. Yeah, Deontay. What you think? Kev was really high on Deontay Brown.
Yeah, man. I thought he was a day 2 pick. Already. So to get him, now you talking about getting great value. That's if anything, we should have flip-flopped. We should have got him in the 3rd round and goddamn Brady Christensen in the 6th. You ask me. If you want to put value on picks, but like I said, his main thing he got to work on, and I hope by losing weight it'll help him, is getting to the 2nd and 3rd levels. But if you talking about lineup, we're gonna punch you in the mouth, run the ball right here, and ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Dog, that's my man's in them. Yo, because you getting up out the way, because he plays with low. He don't have all that size and up high with it. So, we decided to put that zone blocking down and just do some straight man gap run blocking. Watch him work. Him and David Moore. That's their strengths right there.
Well, McCaffrey gonna be dashing, man. He gonna be in and out all over the place, bro.
Yeah, Marshall, my favorite pick. I was on the we did like a mock draft with Panthers YouTubers. Everybody was talking about take this tackle, take this whoever. I was like, Terrence Marshall, the best player on the board right now. I'm the only one that want to take him in. Sure enough, he played with Joe Brady, 6'4", on a 4'3". He was on a depth chart with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Edwards-Helaire, still 8, did his thing. And then this year he lost his offensive coordinator, lost his quarterback, still put up 10 touchdowns, 700-something yards in a partial season because he stopped after the COVID thing and opted out the rest of the year. So, he's got wide receiver 1 potential. So with him and DJ, that could be a dynamic duo for years.
Tell it, bro. Tell it. Yeah, I know So Will, you said I believe it was the first recording we did. Somebody. I mean, I think Kevin mentioned that people were hating on Horn, the Horn pick, and things of that nature. And folks, you weren't doing your digging like the guys were. The fellas were digging beyond the quarterback, the whole quarterback thing. Justin and Terrence. So I had no clue about this receiver. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I know Will mentioned Marshall a while ago. I had no clue. This guy's a stud, straight up.
Wasn't he like the number one wide receiver recruit that year or something?
Yeah, he was the number one recruit out of high school, but at LSU, I mean, look who he's playing with. He got 2 top 10, or Jefferson probably should have went top 10, but he was playing with 2 top 10 caliber receivers on his roster. So he was a wide receiver 3. He still was eating them. I mean, he got favorable matchups. He can play in the slot, play outside. Red zone weapon. I mean, he's going to go get those 50-50 balls for you, runs a 4-3 and gets separation. I mean, he's a complete guy. I think the concern on him was he got injured a couple years ago, so he just got to stay healthy. So we'll see.
Man. Stay tuned, folks. This is why we're here. Give you that nitty gritty. JD was nailing them. JD was nailing them. It's like, hey, JD knows his shit, y'all. Y'all tripping.
I'll be trying, bro. We be out here. We really. That's what I'll be trying to tell folks. We really be in these trenches, bro. Like y'all, like the media look over these tweets and these comments and stuff, bro. We know when the 49ers coach came out and was like, well, for quarterbacks, we're looking for this, and this. I immediately said, this sounds like Trey Lance. And everybody was like, oh, no, Mac Jones. And we knew the whole time. We knew the whole time it was going to be Trey Lance. We be trying to put y'all on, bro. So, like, from the media standpoint, the national media and all that, they be right sometimes. But for us, we actually be trying to give y'all the truth. And not what's gonna get clicks. We be out here. I'm telling you.
Preach. Real talk. Anybody want to touch on the long snapper?
Oh God.
Man.
I mean,
bro.
I don't know what to say about that.
I'll touch it from a different perspective. I'm just mad that a long snapper, 2 long snappers got drafted in the 7th round, and quality players like David Moore have to go undrafted. I mean, I just don't think that's fair. But, I mean, it is what it is. We still were able to get more after the draft, so I guess it's a wash in somewhat of a way. But, the HBCU guys like David Moore, they're worth 3rd or 4th rounders, but it's just like teams understand that since they're at small schools, HBCU, a lot of uncertainty with competition, they're just saying, you know what, we'll just get them when they become undrafted free agents. They don't get that opportunity to get drafted like these other guys. I think with Deion Sanders and those guys, they just got to change that narrative, help get some of these guys drafted, because David Moore was more than worthy. He went to the Senior Bowl, dominated, and held his own.
And played a new position while you playing with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we won't be the 4-man rush when you speak out about the disrespect that the kids in the HBCUs didn't get. We got to touch on that too.
We will. I just hope they get an opportunity to show their ass like they normally do. Because when they get an opportunity, they normally do. I'm just saying. Smooth on view. It's good. Oh, it's Vashti. Oh, she get ready.
Sorry, guys. Hey.
What's up, Ma?
How y'all doing? I apologize for my tardiness.
Ah, you're fine. We all have a life,
Yeah.
What's up with you?
So what I missed?
Oh, no, we're just chatting.
Talking with the people in the chat.
Yeah.
Pre-game shenanigans, nothing major.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. Vashti, ladies and gentlemen of the Carolina Bits. Yeah, man.
Hello.
So basically, we were just talking about we were talking about Horn. We were talking about some of the offensive linemen that we picked up. Just giving our take on that, pretty much.
Okay.
So, And whenever Sheena gets on, we'll officially start and do all the formalities.
Who's the guy that won? Which one? Because everybody looks different than the first time. Because someone was in the car, someone looked like he was in the club.
That was Monty. I already know that's Monty.
Hey.
And then
Big Smooth was in the car.
Yeah, the gentleman with the LA hat was in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're missing one, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah, this other guy, this comment here talking about Brian Mills. That was another HBCU player that went undrafted. So he was also playing well at the Senior Bowl. He went to UNC Central or North Carolina Central. So that's David Moore and him, two guys that drafted long snappers, but these HBCU guys can't even get 6th, 7th round picks on them.
Yeah,
but definitely, got to change that narrative going forward.
Yeah, man. Show and prove, man. Whenever you get a chance in life, folks, show and prove. Straight up.
Hey, Luke Cage here.
Oh, Luke's in the
It's
building.
the world breaker.
Uh-oh. It's going to be trouble.
You get the jokes. He's the one that cracked that joke about my man's short arms last time, yeah?
We're talking about
T-Rex
arms today.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Tommy who?
Tommy Trimble, the Notre Dame H-back.
He was on the press conferences. He was, for the last few years that I've been covering the draft of the Panthers, like he was the most excited to be a Panther. Like he legit was ecstatic. Like how you see some guy, you don't see a lot of players who grew up as Carolina Panthers fans. He seemed like he grew up as a Panther fan. He talked about going to Panthers games as growing up. And he seemed genuinely excited about being a Panther. So I'm looking forward to see what he does. He stood out as far as his interviews in terms of that.
Word. Dang, that's what's up. Beautiful insight, folks. That's why we have Vashti on here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think with him losing Armor and Manhurts, he kind of replaced both of them at once. So we'll see how much playing time he gets. Want to see how much they're going to use Chuba Hubbard, though. I mean, that's a wasted pick if they only give him like 2-3 touches a game.
I'm afraid of that, bro. They say one thing about CMC, and then they just feed him like 30 times a game. Yeah, this is
right. With all the top prospects. Yeah, Deion Sanders is recruiting 4 5-star athletes to Jackson State. And I know Eddie George took over at Tennessee State. So, and I think somebody was going to interview in Louisiana. I can't remember who. But yeah, they're trying to.
Word. That's what's up.
Choba gonna get one play again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. We've talked about this before. That formula of feeding Christian McCaffrey 1,000 times a game just does not work. It doesn't work. So hopefully, Joe Brady will utilize backs in a way that's more efficient than feeding the ball to Christian McCaffrey 1,000 times, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, that makes us one-dimensional.
I mean, he led the whole country in rushing last year. He can play. Just got to give him some playing time.
Physical kid too. Word. Let's go ahead and start, and whenever Sheena jumps on board, we'll just bring her into the mix and all that good stuff.
Okay.
That we can get the conversation started.
Yeah, I just sent her a message in our inbox on Twitter, so hopefully she'll be joining us shortly.
Yeah, it's no big deal. No big deal. All right, and we're going live in 3, 2, 1. Hello, Panther fans, and welcome to another podcast of the 4-Man Rush. I'm your host, Timmy VO, here with Kevin, Will, Jadarius, Larry, and Vashti from the Carolina Blitz. What's up? What's up? What's up? And shortly we'll have Sheena Quick over here with us as well. And so you know, thanks Vashti and Sheena for joining us. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome.
Happy to be here again.
Right on. All right, so folks, before we get started, big shout out to Manscaped once again. If you guys haven't tried their products, please do. They are they are awesome, and it's great grooming products for men. It keeps the jewels clean, fellas. I'm just saying. You know, you have your trimmer, you have your ball deodorant, you have your spray. It smells wonderful. It keeps you nice and tidy downstairs and all of good stuff, man. Trust me, it works. It works, and the fellows can contest to that. Vashti, I don't think we mentioned that last time we was here, but you know, it's some great stuff, kiddo. It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Y'all, you didn't mention, like, y'all said y'all were sponsored by Manscaped, but you didn't go into all of the details and how it's beneficial.
Oh my goodness, yeah, yo,
I'm impressed.
I mean, it's, you know, the chafing gone. All right, you know, if you're playing, if you're, you know, athletics, running, things of that nature, you know, a lot of gone. It's beautiful. It's great stuff. It's great stuff, man.
I'll have to look them up. Not for myself, of course, but
Sure. I mean, by all means, if you any type of men in your life, fathers, brothers, whatever, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Husband, boyfriend, whatever, you know. Yeah, you gotta keep it, you know, tidy. So yeah, shout out to Manscaped, and folks, if you haven't heard about the 4-Man Rush code that you can utilize when you guys check out, when you get your product, and get 20% off and free shipping. So, you know, use the code 4MRScaped, and we'll type that in the chat there for you. 4MRScaped. All right, use that. I mean, 4MRScaped 20. Excuse me, add a 20 at the end. 4MRScaped 20, and save 20% on your purchase and get free shipping. All right. So Manscaped, shout out, great stuff, great product. You guys will love it. Straight up. All right, so Vashti, of course, since you're a guest here, we'll start with you first. How you feel about our first pick, Mr. Horn, and you know, going to the other picks in you know, the second, third round if you want to, and yeah, tell us what you think.
I was surprised by the pick. I can't, you know, I knew a little bit about him. I didn't, you know, I cover Duke and NC State and UNC, so honestly, I didn't get to watch a lot of film on him before the draft. So I wasn't expecting them to draft him. To me, that pick says more about the faith that the Panthers have in Sam Darnold than anything else. Because you have, you know, a anticipated franchise quarterback sitting there, and you pick a cornerback. But you know, I'm assuming that he's a rule type guy, and they always talk about players that fit their system. And so we'll see how he does. Panthers have needed a cornerback, you know, and so, you know, I don't really judge players until I see them on the field,
I hear you.
On the professional field. So we'll see how he does, but he has a lot of respect from guys in the SEC, and you know, we'll see how he matches up with Dante on the other side.
Right on. Larry, we'll go to you next, and we're just going in order down the bottom of the screen there. What'd you think about Mr. Horn, bro?
Well, I know a lot of people think I don't get excited unless it's an offensive lineman that we're drafting. Of course, I wanted Penei Sewell, but of course he went one pick ahead of us. That's just our luck. So once that's off the board, I probably would have took Slater. But I can't lie and say I don't like Jaycee Horn. For everything that you're looking for in a cornerback, especially someone with a skill set that complements what Dante Jackson does well, I think he's exactly what we needed to solidify the defense. So I don't have much to say. If you watch him, you know what it is. You know, NFL pedigree. His father was an all-pro receiver. It's all in the bloodline, and I'm a big bloodline guy. Typically, when guys have some type of family that were in the league or played some type of professional sport, you see it in Christian McCaffrey. He comes from an athletic family. I think you're getting the same type of athlete when it comes to Jaycee Horn. I hope he's not as grabby in the NFL because they're gonna make those calls. And we all know how penalties can kill us. You know, we're trying to get off the field, third down. We saw that a lot last year where we just get a stupid penalty and be stuck on the field. So, you know, if he trusts his technique, trusts his athleticism, he should have a smooth transition into the league.
I know. Will, I know you spoke very highly of Mr. Horn, man. What'd you think?
Yeah, this is one of the guys that on my short list that I really wanted on the team. I think once Penei Sewell went off the board, it was pretty much down to Patrick Surtain or Jaycee Horn for me. I think with Patrick Surtain, you get the silky smooth guy, you know, fluid athlete. Jaycee Horn, he's more of a dog. You know, he's going to get up in your face, be physical at the line of scrimmage. Like Larry said, he does got to be careful with that in the NFL because they may throw some flags on that here and there. But, I mean, I'd rather have him stay aggressive and do what he does best than have to worry about things like that. One thing I like about him, he comes from an NFL bloodline and grew up in a football family. His father, Joe Horn, was a wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, very productive career in his own right. And I think we're just getting a big physical corner that can match up with the NFC South receivers. Because think about the gauntlet that we got to go through year after year after year. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones. Now we got Kyle Pitts, who we got to deal with and probably need to cover with a corner as opposed to a safety or a linebacker. You got Michael Thomas. So I just think cornerback was just a need that we've had for so many years. I don't think we can get out of the NFC South without having a shutdown corner that can follow these guys around, help take them away and limit them. So, I mean, last year, you look at our defense. I mean, what do you think when you think of Phil Snow's defense last year, playing a lot of zone coverage, rushing 3, dropping 8, dropping 7, a lot of zone blitzes. All these things are the mask of corners that he didn't trust leaving on the island in coverage. Now with Jaycee Horn, a guy that can match up with the other team's best receiver and follow them around, I think it's going to allow Phil Snow to be more aggressive and play a lot more man coverage. So I'm excited about that. And I also think it'll help Dante Jackson as well. Instead of having to cover guys like Mike Evans, which he had to do last year, now we can move him around as well and match up with the smaller, faster receivers in the slot, play him outside like he has in the past. So there won't be as much asked from him as well. So I think he'll allow our defense to do so many things that they weren't able to do last year. If you recall about our pass rush, we got a lot of pressures but weren't getting a lot of sacks. Now that we have a corner that can take away the quarterback's first option, he's going to be holding that ball at extra split second. So now you may see Brian Burns finally get double-digit sacks, see Derek Brown be more productive and get some sacks. So I just think it's going to open up a lot of things for the defense, and I'm excited about what he's going to bring.
Word. Yeah, I was hyped. I was skeptical at first, but then I was like, yeah. That works for me. JD, what's up, man?
That was the best news of the weekend for me, low key. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know I had the biscuit challenge on the line. If the Panthers take a quarterback at 8, I have to eat Popeye's biscuits with no drink. That was out the window for me. It was about the future. So we'll get into the Fields aspect of it later, I'm assuming. But
yeah, we will.
For me, this was cause to celebrate. I'm going to keep it a beam with you because now they've shown me that they have the ability to commit to something and build a team around them. That was huge for me because that's how teams get stuck in quarterback purgatory. They bring in a bridge. Oh, not this bridge. Toss it out. Here comes the next bridge. Okay, he's all right, but he's not a franchise guy. Okay, let's spend a top 10 pick on this guy instead of addressing O-line. Now we're stuck in purgatory. Like it's a cycle. It's always going to be this way. So this shows me that they have the desire to build the team around Darnold, and that's fine. But we'll get to that later. Jaycee Horn is a dog, bruh, and we needed a dog so bad on defense, bruh. The last time we had a dog or a corner with this kind of mentality on the defense had to be Josh Norman. And this is like Josh Norman when he came to his prime, not like fresh out wet behind the ears Josh Norman freelancing in the defense. Nah, he was a shutdown corner for a year and a half, 2 years solid. So for it to have a guy this young, this highly spoken of, with the college resume he put on display this past season, Kyle Pitts, both Bama receivers, Kadarius Toney, it's like it was a no-brainer for me. The corner has been a weakness on the defensive side for years, bruh, ever since Josh Norman has been gone. So I think even with them showing the commitment on the offensive side to build around their guys, I think this kind of solidified our spot is one of the top 10 defenses in the next 5 years, at least one time.
Word. Miss Quick, what's good? Oh, well, let me unmute you. There you go, kiddo. Well, hold on.
You're on mute, Miss Quick.
Yeah, unmute yourself.
My bad.
Hey,
it's been that kind of day.
It's all good. It's all good. Sheena Quick, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Kevin, do you want to go to you and then go to Sheena, or now you on mute?
Now he muted.
No, I said, yeah, it's a lady in the house. I said, she want to go ahead. Is she ready to talk about Jaycee Horn? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, she knows.
What have you guys already talked about?
No, we just started.
You're fresh, just on the corner, and I know you a specialist at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say specialist, but I do like that pick. It was definitely a position of need, looking at how they got barbecued last year. And it was, and I can't use the word youth because JC is young also, but he brings a certain type of, I know people use that word tenacious a lot, but he brings a ball hawking ability. I like the fact that he's physical and he can play man. I know we talked last time, it just used to grind my gears to see them playing 5 and 6 yards off the ball on 3rd and short. And that's why that third down efficiency number looks so terrible, is because they were settling for a zone. They couldn't play man coverage. They couldn't play press man. And he gives them a different dimension that allows them to shake that coverage up and be a little bit more aggressive on the line.
100.
So I really like that. I like that pick. I was a little shocked that they didn't take Justin Fields, but I do like where they went with it as an alternative.
Yeah, we'll talk about Justin right after we finish with this right here. So, Kev, what's up, man? But obviously, just round this up. How your thoughts on Mr. Horn?
Yeah, well, for me, it came down to us leaving the first round Thursday night with either a franchise left tackle or a franchise cornerback. That's pretty much how it felt for me. Unless we got offered a deal we could not refuse and a trade back, I was very content with sitting there. Anybody that was watching us live Thursday night on our watch party showed that I was, as Penei Sewell was dropping, I was getting my praise on and everything. And then when them musty ass Detroit Lions took him, it just broke all my soul. I was yeah. But anyway, it's all good. But yeah, Jaycee Horn, I like the fact that, as just recently stated, he's going to allow us to finally do something that Panther fans haven't seen in years. We're going to have a secondary that can finally play aggressive man-to-man bump and run coverage. I know there's different types of man coverage. There's off man, as Will was telling me about earlier. But, as Ms. Quick just said a moment ago, tired of seeing 3rd and 5, but our cornerback 6-7 yards off the ball, they run a little slant, they got a first down. I'm ready to see these wide receivers jacked up, and just the thought of Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, Derek Brown, getting to the quarterback finally, it's just something to be excited about. And it's amazing that how one player can really open up the options for you, to allow this defense to really do their thing. I think we're going to see the best of Phil Snow now that we have these type of options in our secondary added to our defense, because he got a lot of ridicule for playing so much zone. Like the Panthers were number one with 82% zone coverage in 2020. In 2020, that easily led the league in most zone coverage. And based on what we saw from Baylor and Temple, he did some zone, but he also had some aggressive man schemes, but we just didn't have the personnel to play it. But so I'm just excited to see, Jaycee Horn just allowed his defense to finally show what it's capable of doing.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be fun to watch. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun to watch. And that schedule is somewhat favorable and getting some good matchups. We're gonna see some really good matchups in the NFC South. But yeah, so let's go to this Justin Fields, folks. Should we have passed on the kid? Was it a good choice for us just to just get the corner? We got Darnold. Let's just focus on the defense and make it even better. Some people saying we should have picked up Fields. I mean, what say you? We'll start with Vashtar. What do you think?
I think picking up Fields would have been a risk. But any of those quarterbacks, you really never know which quarterback is going to pan out. Like I said earlier, this says more about Sam Darnold or their faith in Sam Darnold than anything. Defense wins championships, but this league is tailored for quarterbacks now. It's just the way that they've tailored the league. And so as your quarterback goes, so does your team. And that's just the way that it's been. And so, if Darnold comes out and he is just average, I think that they would have made the right choice. But if he comes out and he's like Bridgewater or worse, then people are going to be calling for Matt Rule's job, because that would have been two questionable choices at quarterback. So, it was a risk. They're the professionals in this. So, I'm assuming that they have enough faith in Darnold that he's going to at least be formidable. I don't know if he's ever going to be a great quarterback, but maybe he'll at least be formidable. And if your defense is the truth, that's really, all that you need. So we'll see. But I was shocked that they passed on Fields. I was.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point, man. That's a good point. Smooth. What say ye? Should we have gotten Fields?
So I was very clear and deliberate when I told y'all that if we had to take any quarterback, instead of taking something that I wanted to pick, which was a lineman, it would have to be Justin Fields. I was watching him all through high school and his early years in college. I thought he was the best quarterback in the nation for a long time. I think it's just going to be one of those situations like with Lamar Jackson. He just fell in the draft, but he's probably going to shock everybody. One thing that probably would make me vomit is if we would have took Justin Fields and had the rest of the draft like it went and, kept trading back, not getting the lineman that I wanted, that probably would make me throw up, because it's like you're setting Justin Fields up to fail. So we'll get to that part later. I still don't think this offensive line has been addressed the proper way, even for Sam Darnold to really succeed. So it is what it is.
Word. Will, how you feel, bro?
When they traded the 3 picks for Sam Darnold, I pretty much felt that quarterback was off the table. So I'm not surprised that they passed on him when he fell. But this never seemed like they were high on him. I think they sent the entire coaching staff and front office to Trey Lance's pro day. They had David Tepper and all those guys down at the Senior Bowl with Mac Jones. But when it came to Justin Fields, just didn't do a lot of things that made me feel that they were interested in him and had him high on their board to the point where they would take him with the 8th pick. And then I think when San Francisco traded up to 3, they probably figured that Trey Lance was their guy. When San Francisco went up to 3 to get Lance, they figured, okay, we're not going to get the guy we want, so let's just trade for Darnold and we'll take the best position player available at 8. And I get a lot of the fans' frustration with that. I mean, you look at some of the bad decisions from other teams in the past, like the Bears taking Mitchell Trubisky and passing on Mahomes and Watson and all those teams ahead of, Kansas City and Houston that year that took position players or took the wrong quarterback, and look where they are now. So if Fields goes on to be like a Mahomes type career, we're going to be kind of like in that Bear situation now. But I mean, you can't think like that. I think they went with the highest player on their board, filled a need. I mean, I still like the Jaycee Horn pick. I think that was the right decision at this moment. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. I don't think we'll know for sure until 2 to 3 years whether these decisions were right or wrong.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's true. Unfortunate truth. If that kid winds up going to the Hall of Fame, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just saying, whatever. JD, what you think, man? I know you like my man Horn so much, though. But yeah, what do you think?
For me, it was not much of a debate what we were gonna do. From the point, I would say about 2 weeks before the draft. From that point, before that point, it was I don't know. I'm not sure. I can see them taking Justin Fields, but I know they like these two corners. Within those 2 weeks, it started picking up. Our name is attached to Jaycee Horn, Patrick Surtain. And at that point, I was like, okay, they're not going quarterback. Part of because of what Will just said. The love didn't seem to be reciprocated. Trey Lance got like the head coach, Joe Brady, all of them had a front row seat right behind Trey Lance's pro day. And they watched every snap intently. Like there was not a frame on that whole pro day where you couldn't see all three of them. And it just didn't seem like they had that much interest in Justin Fields now that you look, hindsight being 2020. But I love Justin Fields. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't have Jaycee Horn ranked as a better player on my big board, but I absolutely understand the pick. They wanted immediate impact. And as far as immediate impact goes, your skill positions, your corners, your safeties, your wide receivers, all those guys have a better shot at being an immediate impact in my eyes than a quarterback, because for a quarterback, you have to learn audibles. You got to learn how to ID coverages and stuff in the NFL. Coverages are more disguised. It's a lot more intricate in what you need to learn and what you need to know, unless you break it down to a level like they did for Cam Newton, where they simplified everything and made it so he can be reactionary more so. So for me, when it came out that Jaycee Horn's name was tied to the Panthers, he just seemed like a rule guy, tough, gritty, fast, instinctual football player. So for me, it wasn't that big of a surprise. Had they gone Justin Fields, I probably wouldn't be alive because I would be choking to death. But from these Popeyes biscuits, this biscuit challenge, I probably wouldn't be around right now. But I will say that I would have been okay with it. He's a good player.
Bless your heart. Like eating sawdust. Anyway, Sheena. Justin Fields?
Here's the thing. When they talked about the Sam Darnold trade, like that same day that the news broke, Scott Fitterer told us that they actually didn't start talking to the Jets about Sam Darnold until they were at that Ohio State Pro Day. So clearly they saw some things that they didn't like. But they kept stressing, that didn't rule out them taking a quarterback, which leads me to believe, like you said before, that Trey Lance was their guy. And if he would have been there at 8, I think that they would have taken Trey Lance, and that didn't happen. But that being said, I still felt like there was a chance that they could take Justin Fields, just mainly because he was still there at 8. But I will say that as I walked to the press conference room to wait for well, I don't even know which. JC wasn't there. I think I was waiting for Kyle Pitts. Another guy that used to cover the Panthers, he's actually with Sports Illustrated now. He was like, well, I'm not shocked at all. And I was like, well, why do you say that? He said, because the kid is not coachable. He goes, he was everything that Dan said. He said, the only reason I didn't say anything publicly is because, he's a black man. He's a black quarterback. He was like, but, that narrative has followed him and it has some merit. Like it actually had some value amongst the people that be, the powers that be. But that was the thing that, I was shocked until I heard him say that. And being that he isn't one of the people that stir the pot, he wasn't tweeting that or nothing. It was just an off the record conversation that we were having, which is why I'm keeping his name out of it. But I was like, okay, I could see that there's a new regime. You're going to need this player to buy into a new coach, still kind of a relatively new owner, and it might not have been the best decision. But at the same time, that puts a target on Matt Rule's back, because if Sam Darnold doesn't pan out, that's 2 quarterbacks in 2 years that stunk it up. And I don't really know where you would go from there, seeing as how much he's being paid. So it's kind of twofold. They're betting the farm on Sam Darnold, and I'm just hoping that he can deliver for Matt Rule's sake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Because listen, David Tepper is not opposed to getting you up out of here.
Facts.
So for Matt Rule's sake, I hope that it works out.
Facts. Yeah, you don't care. Y'all about them numbers. If your numbers
Listen,
don't pan out.
When I saw him checking media members at that meeting that we had after Ron Rivera was terminated, I was like, he's not PC at all. He says what he wants to say. He says what he means, and he means what he says. So
the ball's on his desk, I guess. Yeah. Kev, Justin Fields, what you think, man?
Well, about a week before the draft, I kind of thought up the possibility that this could happen, simply because everybody in their work and their mom was telling me, man, Sewell ain't gonna be available, and this, that, and the third. So I just had to keep an open mind. So when we passed on him, it didn't really affect me that much. I would like to see him have a great career though, because I felt like the stuff that that was being publicly said about him in the media concerning him, when him bringing up he had epilepsy, and there was talk about, him wanting to play baseball while he was at Ohio State. And, it just seemed like any and every reason to, water down, Justin Fields. Meantime, Mac Jones with his 2017 DUI having ass, didn't nobody ever bring that up. And that just kind of, and they was bringing up, his family plays tennis, that's why he has great footwork. I'm like, what? I mean, it was like ether to my soul. Like, so, but anyway, I think I hope he does well in Chicago. Chicago's not known to, they haven't had a good quarterback since what? Jim McMahon?
Well, Mitch Trubisky was a Pro Bowler now. Don't be sleeping on me. I say that with full sarcasm. It's full sarcasm, but he did make the Pro Bowl.
He did.
Yeah, he did. And as a Tar Heel fan, that would sound good. But I mean, as a realist, Mitch should have never got drafted that high.
I mean, listen, the 49ers been finessing for a while. The fact that they finessed Chicago to trade up when they knew they weren't going to draft Mitch Trubisky at number 2 anyway, it was just a finesse move. It was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say it's a sucker born every day. So, hey, I mean, hey, more power to it. But overall, Justin Fields, like I said, we've been putting too much stock and inventory in the quarterbacks. I just think, like you said, like Smooth was saying earlier, whatever quarterback that we got, we had to improve this O-line, no matter who it is. And I just think that even though I wasn't a fan of the Sam Darnold trade, he's gonna get my support because he's on the team. But Justin Fields, I wish him well in Chicago. That's all I can say.
I'm sorry, I gotta ask, Kevin, did you cry when Bridgewater left? I know that's your boy.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not. I knew you was gonna come for me. I knew you was gonna come for me.
Everything, like I want to know, like the world wants to know. Like
he shed a thug tear. I think you shed a thug tear too.
I know he was hurt. I know you. You were probably like, man, hate to see you go. Wished everything would have worked out here in Carolina.
You saying he hit him in the DMs, Vashon?
You thanked him for his service in the DMs, Kevin?
No.
I don't let us find out because not like that. Not like you know what we mean.
Oh my!
You know what we mean.
Anybody that know me, if you on my team, I got that kind of love for you while you repping our colors. So
even when he chucking the deuces, because he was out. He was like, I'm out.
And then he celebrated when he left with the gift. I was like, yo, okay.
Wow.
Everybody,
I like that kind of petty though.
But you know what? Everybody was like, Teddy is this pro. Teddy is a pro. He's always gonna act like a pro. All right, pro. That man said yes when he got traded. Like, really? Okay, pro.
The only tears I had was when Panay Sewell got drafted by the Lions. That was the heartbreak hotel for me. But Teddy, I wish him well. Look like Denver had a nice draft themselves. Hope he does good. But no tears for Teddy.
Okay. Dang, it's cold world out here, man. You his biggest supporter. Kevin go to war about Teddy on that TL now.
You was ready to go meet somebody in Temecula over Teddy Brand.
But I had that same love.
You ready to throw them things, Kevin. You ready to throw them things.
You know, people talking about coming by my place and stuff because I said, but hey, it is what it is,
Kevin, you were going hard for Teddy.
You were. It wasn't one-sided, Kevin. You were pretty active in the beef. You weren't an innocent bystander. You were participating in the beef.
But if you on my squad, you got my full support. That's how I ride.
All right. So you still following Teddy, or you unfollowed him?
Team or die.
Honestly, I haven't unfollowed him because I kind of want to see how he does adjusting in Denver. Like I haven't unfollowed Cam. I still follow Jake DeLone. So I mean,
you cannot compare Teddy to Cam and Jake DeLone.
What I'm saying is,
Teddy was here long enough to get a cup of coffee and get paid and bounce.
Straight finesse.
What I'm saying is, whoever been our quarterback, that's who I got love for him once they brought the Carolina Blue. That's all I'm saying.
Teddy wears black Forces. He wears black Air Force Ones and drives a minivan. Come on.
Listen,
he robbed the Panthers. Okay,
robbed them. Fine, like with a water gun. He robbed the Panthers with a water gun and went out. Just drove that minivan off like it was a bricks truck.
Hey,
I'm not mad at it. Get your money. I'm not mad at it.
We want a whole new team. We still talking about Teddy.
I tell you what,
you have to talk about Teddy.
Let him
talk funny.
Now we're gonna talk about him a couple months from now. We're gonna be over talking about him, but he gonna let these jokes fly tonight.
Hey,
if he balls out in Denver, and
I'm gonna be happy for him. It might have been a better situation for him in Denver. Might have been.
There's so many. Darnold's be Darnold.
There's so many moving parts to that, though. There's so many moving parts.
What in Denver? If he does what in Denver?
Ball out.
If
let me sip like you sipping, Sheeta, because
if
that won't happen.
If
he said ball, not with your pinky up.
If
I'm a lady.
I'm just taking time to really let it breathe. So baby, just chill. Yeah. She love it. We out in public and we can just chill with my partners, and we can go back to my crib and just chill under covers and do we call me and you levels.
The Four-Man Rush is brought to you by the love and respect of and for the Carolina Panthers and Carolina Panther fans everywhere. Keep pounding. The Four-Man Rush is a non-affiliate of the Carolina Panther organization. All thoughts, assessments, and content of this podcast is directly related to the Four-Man Rush exclusively. Thank you.